Okay, so let me share my screen. So hi everyone. Thanks for those of you who are joining our session today. Some are new, some are recurring attendees. This is a virtual webinar series hosted by TwelveLabs. For context, we growth stage startup focusing on building video foundation models for video understanding. This is an initiative that we've been hosting over the past 2.5 years or so. On a weekly basis, we tend to cover a wide variety of topics, mainly on the domain of multimodal AI research and video models. So sometimes we have a lot of researchers coming and talk about their latest papers, etc. Other times we have developers who have been building with our technology come and sharing different projects that they've been building with us, as well as like customer and partners application of multimodal AI in different verticals. Occasionally we have tutorials and guides coming on from internal team members on how to use a platform API. This is some example of some of the recent session that we got. A lot of projects focusing on some recent hackathon work that we did with university student. We have partners coming and talk about specific use cases around advertising and retail. We have researchers coming and talk about the future of video rec, multimodal LLMs, etc. For today's session, super excited to have these two presentations. One is from a partner, and the other one is from a hackathon developer group that working with us. So for the first half of the session, we'll have Nischay Joshi and Gate, who calling from the VideoDB team. They will present some of the recent work that we've been doing between TwelveLabs and VideoDB to help unlock real-time video understanding. For a little bit of context, VideoDB is a database company that focusing on managing massive amount of video content, super powerful for real-time indexing. So you're probably going to see in the presentation how a collaboration can help unlock different powerful use cases in safety and security, enterprise productivity, video content platform, etc. For the second half of the session, we'll have Mame, Connor, and Leroy, all currently a student at York University up in Toronto in Canada. They will present their project called Post Garden, which is a privacy protection solution featuring a Chrome extension for social media risk assessment and a robotic system for physical space content filtering. So this project leverages TwelveLabs for video analysis. And it's very, I think it's a very exciting and intelligent solution for web browsing, right? And we will see on how they apply our technology for that specific use cases. And yeah, just a quick slide on the logistical note for the webinar. We have a short Q&A session after speaker finish, and then I will pass it on, stop sharing my screen, and then I will pass it on to Nischay and you guys want to go ahead.
Thank you, James. Hello from VideoDB. Thank you for being here. Wait a second, Thank you for being here. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today we're going to discuss how we're unlocking real-time vision with our VideoDB and TwelveLabs ingestion showcase. So
But
who are we?
I think there's some issue with the slide. There's some like block.
Yeah.
If you can.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Let me fix that. I hope it's visible properly now.
There's still some like blocking on the top right.
Top right.
Yep. Maybe like you can start sharing the screen again.
Yeah. Is it fine now?
It's vertical now, and there's still some like blocking on the top right.
Okay, on the top right, I get it. It's the zoom window. I'm removing it.
Yeah. All right, now it's better.
Perfect. Just a second. Yeah, now is it better?
Yes.
Yeah, now it won't be vertical. Right. So hello from VideoDB. Thank you for being here. I hope you are having a wonderful day. Today we are going to discuss how we are unlocking real-time vision with our VideoDB and 12Labs integration showcase. So who are we? We are from VideoDB. I'm Nischay from the developer relations team, and I'm joined by Om, our project manager at VideoDB. What is VideoDB? We are an AI native video as data infrastructure. We provide solutions across the board from video ingestion, storage, and streaming to AI powered video summarization and searching. We also specialize in real time video intelligence. Today, we are going to focus on a real time intelligence solution. We've built a system where you pass any real time video input to VideoDB, and we not only ingest it, but also add an intelligent AI layer on top. This allows you to get constant summaries, configure alerts, and unlock features like searching for a specific moment in real time stream. Before we jump into what we built, let's understand why we did it. We found that most people and organizations still do real time video monitoring manually. It's usually a person looking at a screen for specific things, like checking a baby cam, spotting a shoplifter, or making sure a worker is following safety precautions. This approach is not only error prone, but also difficult to scale. It gets expensive and requires trained security personnel. That's where VideoDB comes in. You can give VideoDB your real time stream, and it will keep a watch on it, summarize what's going on, and send alerts or kickstart workflows however you like. For the video intelligence part, we have integrated 12Labs Pegasus 1.2 model. This helps us summarize real time video segments and identify key moments of interest, making the entire system even more robust. VideoDB takes your stream, even more robust, segments it into smaller chunks, and with the Pegasus 1.2 model, it understands what's happening. Based on your use case, VideoDB can then raise alerts, provide periodic summaries, and kickstart any background workflow you need. VideoDB's intelligent real time solution can be implemented in multiple use cases, from baby cameras with automatic alerts on particular activities like baby climbing out of a crib to preemptive natural disaster detection like flash floods. This can also be employed in warehouse to monitor worker safety and compliance, as well as for live sport summaries, whether it's for commentary, score management, or other use cases. I hope this helps you understand the capabilities of real time intelligence and the potential it has to make surveillance and monitoring much easier. Now, enough of the talk. I'd like to call Om up here to show up a quick demo on how you can configure your own real time video stream monitoring system with VideoDB and 12Labs.
Are you on the screen sharing?
Yes. Am I audible?
Yes, I can hear.
Yeah. Hope my screen is also visible to you all folks. And thank you, Nisha, for introducing VideoDB and what we have built. So from the first principles, real-time videos are not the same as static videos, wherein static videos are just some MP4 or some MKV files which are stored in your database. Real-time streams are something which are ongoing, and in modern use cases, what we need is an automation on to basically any surveillance or any data extraction workflows. Now here, VideoDB is going to unlock you to the point this can be just set up once and forget about it kind of a system, rather than somewhere wherein a human has to be employed to look after it for 24/7. And so on a high level, what is going on is that VideoDB is ingesting your real-time stream when it is watching it constantly at any frame rate which you can give. And the intelligence layer, which you can put onto the VideoDB's real-time injection, is going to be the crux of our video LLM infrastructure, which we have attached on top of our RT stream. So now what can happen is if you can have one real-time stream, let's say your security footage, and you can have multiple indexes. And what an indexer will do is it will summarize what is going on a higher level. It will summarize what is going on into the real-time stream on a particular interval, so that you can monitor multiple things at a time. So it's not that you have to look at, or you have to get all the data from one indexer. You can have one indexer for looking at one specific detail, while another indexers can look at multiple things. And based on that, you can configure multiple things. You can take these summaries, periodic summaries, and store some data. You can have some notifications or messages sent on Slack or anything, or you can just have some summaries written down in Notion. So let's see, now that we know the high level flow of what is going on, let's see what we are actually, how you can actually implement this on your own. So over here I have, let me bring this down a little bit. Yeah. So what we have over here is our VideoDB's own notebook, which you can also play around.
I think we're not sharing your notebook.
Oh, let me just check one thing. Is my
we see your desktop screen, like your terminal.
Oh, that's not something which I wanted to see. Let me change that in. Sorry for that. I actually had some, yeah, things look like it's something related to this, but never mind. Is it visible now? Can you see it?
No, we're still seeing your home screen.
Oh, this is bad. Let me just make this.
Maybe could I stop sharing your screen and do it again?
Yes. Maybe what I can do as well is.
Okay, now we can see your collab.
Cool. Sorry for that mishap.
No worries.
So basically, now can you're still seeing my collab?
Yes, baby creep monitoring demo.
Cool. So what we are going to build today is going to be a very simple RT stream related application, wherein what we are going to do is we are going to unlock a feature for, let's say, a couple who are busy in their own works, wherein they have to monitor their baby script. They have to make sure that if the baby is trying to climb out of it, they have to stop it or at least get notified about it. The way you can start off is by going ahead and installing VideoDB SDK. From the point of view of installations or any configurations required, that's the only thing which you need to do. And once you do that, you can get your API key from console.videodb.io. Now, as we are introducing TwelveLabs into our application, it still does. We still handle all that side, all the complexity of configuration of TwelveLabs and all things on us. So you don't really have to worry about it. Now, the next part is the most crucial part. You will have your own RTE stream, your real-time stream, which you can connect on to your connect on with the help of VideoDB. And so the way you do it is you simply call in the connect RT stream method. So what VideoDB will allow you is VideoDB can give you collections, which can store multiple RT streams, your videos, your images, all these sorts of data, from which you can take any of the collections. Let's say you have a collection for baby cameras, or you can have something somewhere else. And from there, you can have your real-time stream and connect it. And so once you connect it, you can have all the real-time streams ready. You can, like you can see, I have like multiple of them ready at this very instance, so such that I can look at multiple cameras at the same time. And if I take in the ID of this and go down below, I can also get a specific RT stream and work on top of it directly. So now what will happen is, now I can add in the intelligence layer. So what we're going to do is, we are going to be now going to start adding things. Now we are going to start seeing how we are ingesting the RT stream. Now we are going to see how we can make these events and alerts happen. And so let's see a small video clip of what exactly this video has for us. So this is a baby crib monitoring system. And in this, we have basically a montage of babies which are trying to climb out of the particular crib at a point such that we want to stop them from doing so. I think there's some network issue right now going on where I'm currently situated. So maybe this stream will not load as quickly. But let's see if it's available or if I can maybe reload it. Let's see if the internet is good or not. Yeah, there is. So you can see it's a montage. This real-time stream is about baby cameras where babies are trying to climb out of it. And all we need to do is make sure that this doesn't happen. And so this is where the intelligence layer is going to come into the picture, wherein we are going to index these scenes. We are going to index our real-time stream in segments. And so how that will happen is we are going to call in our index scenes method on any RT stream which we have. And it's going to do a very small or very crucial thing, but in a much more simpler fashion than it sounds like. Let's say for now, every 10 seconds, I want to see what the condition of my child is, what the condition of the crib is. And I want to make sure that whether the baby is not climbing out or not. And so the first key was that we want to stop that from happening. So we have to first attach an indexer. And the indexer is basically going to take in a prompt, which will maintain the details of what it should look after and what it should not. And we are saying, hey, describe the activity of the baby kept inside the crib. Watch if it is climbing out, standing up, or trying to attempt to escape from it. And here comes the important bits, wherein to make this entire flow happen, we are going to take these video snippets. And to make the description generation, or basically on a higher level, the generation of the description of what is actually going on, what events are actually happening, for that we'll integrate the TwelveLabs model by simply passing in the model name as TwelveLabs Pegasus 1.2. This will unlock you to get these summaries done with the help of TwelveLabs Pegasus 1.2 model, which is one of the most compelling and in a way, when you need to have a very keen eyesight on certain details, TwelveLabs Pegasus 1.2 model is going to achieve that for us, wherein even on a longer videos or any shorter videos, you can get exactly precisely what you're looking for. But not only that, what you can do is you can have multiple such indexes. Now, one index is ready for checking out the baby's activity regarding whether it is standing up or not. You can have another index which can suggest that, hey, check if no one is disturbing the child, etc., etc. And so with just one stream, you can have multiple things parallelly being looked at, so that you can have separation of concerns, delegation of tasks to multiple indexes. Now, this unlocks multiple organizations, warehouses to look for multiple things at the same time, which if a human being was employed in, the error rate increases as the task goes on. And you might need to add more people to look at the same details and so on, which becomes tedious to maintain. But with VideoDB, with just a simple create index method, you can just start doing it from literally a Python script. And so we can then, like I said, it is going to periodically check what is going on into the stream. And so we have right here a get scenes method. So what the get scenes method will do is you can take in any index. So you can have, let's say 4 or 5 indexes, take any of the index and call the get scenes method to see what has been happening previously in this particular RT stream. So now I've already called this method for all of us to see. And you can see in the video, we can see that earlier in the video, a toddler is in a plaid shirt is standing out of the crib and looking inside at another child, and all these sort of details. Now, these details are very crucial for us to understand what exactly is going on. But the most important part is we don't need just the summaries. Summaries are great. Summaries which are coming at, let's say, 10-second intervals like we have configured are good. But what organizations or even you would want is not just this, but some actions to take place based on top of that. And so what you will need to do at this point is you will want to establish some alerts. And the way you do it is by creating events. So on a high level, on VideoDB, an event will mean any details which can happen in this real-time video. So for example, an event in RT stream context, in our RT stream context can be anything along the lines of baby waking up or sleeping or anyone who's troubling it. In our demo, we are going to discuss about detection of the baby if it is trying to escape or standing up or climbing out of the crib. And so when we give it a prompt, we can then establish multiple things. We can sort of create a webhook URL. For now, what I've done is I have created an N8N workflow, which can take this event if ever a baby is trying to climb out of it, then what VideoDB will do is based on whether the event has happened or not, it can call this webhook URL from which I can have any of the workflows or any of my alerts, notifications to go on. And so you can do it with the create alert method. And what we can do is, like with our scene index create alert method, you can pass in the event which you're looking for and the webhook URL, and that's it. So now what we have done is, not with just with our video index which we had previously, you can configure lots of these alerts, lots of these events. And now what we have happened is the indexer is not only going to now summarize the video, but based on the event which you have given, which is detect if the baby is trying to escape, we can go ahead and pass in a webhook URL and the event to the scene index via the create alert method. And now the indexer is not only going to summarize, but every time it is going to check whether this event has happened or not. And so let's assume that the baby actually climbs out of it and the event is detected to be true, that yes, the baby is trying to climb out of it. So then what would the things look like? So what we have over here is a very standard webhook design, and we have the standard payload design wherein you will get an exact explanation of what is going on. But not only that, you can see the player stream for what exactly is happening here. This data includes a confidence score of whether how confident we are that the event has actually taken place based on all the data which we had based on the snippets. Add an explanation explaining what exactly has happened inside of the video, timings of when it happened, and a small video footage so that you can see what is going on. So this unlocks you on a very crucial level about getting all the data which you need for all your events, etc. So now let me show you one of the demos. Like I mentioned, I had a N8N instance running locally, which I have configured via the webhook. And so what I had done was simply take the webhook and pass it on to Notion. And now what Notion will do is it's going to create a small page. This can be Slack as well. This can be a Slack notification. This can be editable entry. It's completely up to you on how you can do it. And as you can see in the executions, I had multiple such executions running around in the whole day. Wherein in the babycam notifications page, which I had configured for it, it has given me the exact summary of it, and it has given me the streams to watch it and when it actually occurred. So now we can also see exactly what happened. So you can see a player URL. You will always be provided this via VideoDB to see exactly what has happened. And if you go ahead and paste this video, you can directly see what was going on inside of the particular alert which we had gotten. So like we configured a 10-second instance, we can see that 10-second instance coming up, and you can see the baby actually climbing out of the crib, which was exactly what we wanted to see. And that's it. You can have multiple search alerts, multiple search indexes, and all these things happening at the same time. Just one thing, can you see my screen where I'm showing the N8N right now?
Yeah, we can see
James,
your NHN localhost URL.
Yeah. So that was visible for that part. So yeah, that was basically it. And I would like to share one more thing just before we end. Yeah, so I hope you're now seeing the high level flow of what we had in VideoDB. And now what we have seen is that just by one real-time scene, you can have multiple indexations, you can have multiple summaries generated. Not only that, but based on one indexer, you can have multiple alerts and things. So what earlier you needed personnel, highly trained security personnel, which had this job of monitoring not only just security things, not only just surveillance things, but also checking things regarding compliances and security things, rules being followed. You can have all these automated with VideoDB. And I'd like to conclude and say thank you for all to be here. You can visit VideoDB at videodb.io. And I hope you all try real-time stream and see all the cool things which you can do. If you have any doubts, you can push away. James, on you, if we are going to have it right away or after the next demo as well.
Yeah, I think it'd be great if like either you or Nischay can share the tutorial link that we have published, as well as the collab notebook link to the Zoom chat, so people can just like take a look and go directly try it out. Yeah, thanks again for the in-depth walkthrough. I think not just the real-time aspect, but like the webhook aspect is also like super exciting because that like a real that's how notification alert is like the last mile that bring us inside, right? There are a couple of questions on the Zoom chat, so I think we might spend the next like 5 minutes or so to answer them. So Nischay, do you mind taking a look at those questions?
Yes. Let me go from the one. How do you embed your videos for storage? Did you try multiple solutions with the embedding you used, or do you consider latency issue? So when you're talking about embedding a video for embedding your videos for storage, are you talking about taking the real-time stream, chunking it down into smaller segments of videos and storing them, or via the AI way wherein we can just take it and store it? If I get some and it is available on command line interface. So VideoDB is not available on a command line interface. If you want to integrate VideoDB into your applications, RTStream, let it be RTStream or let it be anything, you can do it via our Python SDK. Is it just RTSP or also RTMP and WebRTC? So currently we are supporting only RTSP stream, but the other support such as WebRTC and other live feeds from certain other aspects such as YouTube and stuff will be coming on later. So stay tuned. And you can see the collab demo link to try out. Yes, I will be sharing it right now. Hope you all enjoy. But yeah, it's pretty cool stuff. If you have any more doubts, you can keep them coming. So yeah, I think that's about it. Regarding, I'd just say that consider a latency an issue. So we do have latency in our mind. We do our own optimizations internally. Don't know how much I can tell you about it. So yeah, but we do use for just the streaming part and storage part, we try to store them in HLS streams because we find them to be much more convenient, faster, and friendlier when we have to see longer videos or any of those sorts of things. So yeah, that if answers the question, that would be nice.
Awesome. Great. I think that's all the questions we have in the chat. So if you have any more, feel free to put them there, or you can just unmute and ask right away. Yep, put the demo link to the chat so you can take a look. Besides this baby creep monitoring, we also have another collab notebooks which is on disaster flood detection as well. That demonstrate how Basis can be used on in conjunction with VideoDB.
Yeah, we have it. Let me share that as well. That is also one of the cool things which we have.
Yep. Okay. If there's no like real-time question now for VideoDB team, I guess we can conclude the first half of the webinar. Yeah, so let's move on to the second presentation. Connor, Mame, and Laura, do you guys want to unmute and start sharing your screen?
Yep, just give us a second here to set up.
All right, can you see my screen?
Yes.
All right, you ready to go, Connor?
Yep, ready to go. All right, thank you, James. We're super excited to be here today and show you guys our project from Hack the Six in Toronto, which we call Post Guardian. So just a quick overview of what we're going to be talking about today. We'll first do a little introduction. We'll talk about what Post Guardian is. We'll show you a little video demo that we prepared, and then we'll go over our TwelveLabs integration process in a little more technical detail. We'll follow up with some next steps for the project and wrap up from there. So just a little bit about ourselves. We are a team of computer science students coming from York University in Toronto, Canada. And we got together for this year's Hack the Six with the goal to create something that we feel could actually be useful in our everyday lives and in the lives of regular people and businesses. So starting from the left, you have yours truly. Hello, I'm Connor. And then we have Mamor. He's waving. And then we have Leroy, last but not least. All right. So when we were thinking of problems that we could solve, we actually came up with an idea that stemmed from a class that we shared in our previous semester. Basically, we had a cybersecurity guest lecturer at one of our classes, and during his discussion, he told us a story about a back-end system engineer who wanted to showcase his experience on LinkedIn. So what he did is he drew up a diagram of his company's back-end system to show off the design that he was working on and what his experience was. But actually some malicious individuals were able to use this diagram in order to find a backdoor into the system, and they caused the company to take some serious losses. So that's obviously sort of a regretful post. Essentially, we did some more thinking, and we figured that the problem boiled down to the idea that the internet never forgets, and it definitely does not forgive. So I think maybe all of us can think of an instance where we posted something on the internet, and then years later we realize we don't have the password to that account anymore, and now this post is going to be stuck online forever. Some old YouTube videos or some old Instagram posts, I know I have my fair share. So we set out to sort of solve this problem, and the solution that we came up with was
Post Guardian. So Post Guardian is a browser extension that creates a pause before you post, helping you reflect, not restrict. How we created Post Guardian is it's AI and cohesion. So it uses both TwelveLabs and Gemini to give you an analysis of your tweet content. So your text content and your media content. Now, why did we make it an extension? We made an extension and not an application because we wanted something that worked over existing platforms so that people could stay in their ecosystems and not have to worry about learning something new, and they get the added security. So new applications might require people to learn them, and instead Post Guardian is more of a plug and play type of extension. Here we have our video demo where you'll get to see Post Guardian at work. So say I am a developer at Rockstar Games. We just made something really cool for a new game that hasn't come out yet. And I decided I want to tweet about it on Twitter. I want to post about it for my followers to see. So here I'm writing a message about a really cool feature. And we all know that software development companies and game companies especially are really strict about NDAs and what their developers can say, especially before it's marketed or before it comes out. What you'll see here is a response from our application telling people why what they're posting is risky and how they could rephrase it so the tweet stays the same, but it doesn't give too much information. So it tells you the game's unreleased and it might be an NDA breach. Now say I want to attach a video to that as well, showing that feature in a video. This is where TwelveLabs comes in. So you see the analyzing video bar pop up, and what's happening is TwelveLabs is taking this video, uploading it, indexing it, and searching for certain parts that might be risky, especially in correspondence to what you're tweeting. Now, while this is analyzing, we can also take a look here at the config menu. So this is where you can personalize Post Guardian for yourself. You can add custom instructions. Say you're a social media intern and you're saying you don't want to leak too much information about something specific, or you're a game developer, you want it to focus more on game developer risks. You can type that prompt in. You can adjust the strictness of the analysis. So in the middle is balanced. You can make it more strict by going right, more lenient by going left. You can save it and it'll give you a different response based on these settings. By now, the video analysis is finished. So we can see a response is given. And here it says that the analysis states from 0 to 23 seconds. Now, while this is a short video, the whole video is showing the Unity interface and some game content. Based on the tweet that we wrote above, it's telling you you should edit out future mechanics or refrain from uploading this video generally. In addition to that, I can also show off this really quickly. So this is another example of TwelveLabs. Let's say we have a POV driving video. This isn't inherently risky, but tweeting, oh, this is my home city. And what TwelveLabs does is it checks the video, for example, inappropriate or private content like license plates. It gives you the time ranges and telling you you should probably blur them out. Oops.
Okay, so going over some potential use cases that we think this extension could have. We believe a product like PostGuardian would be really useful for sort of personal consumer use. If you want to, try to keep your privacy online or try not to start any arguments or anything. As well as having use for large corporations looking to, keep their social media brand on point, or keeping their employees from saying anything too crazy, like in our example that we heard for our story. Yeah, social media moderation, and also I think it could have a large application in content creation as well. For people who, make content for a living and are uploading things every day. This could be a really useful tool to help scan what they're making.
Here we have the frameworks and architecture used for our project. So it runs as a Chrome extension, and we use a terminology called LRU caching. What this does basically is to limit the amount of calls needed to the API. So it makes it more efficient so that we don't use all our tokens at once, basically. And we use Python Flask for the backend, and we also use Morango and Pegasus. So we use Pegasus and Morango in Cohesion to search for the clips of potential risky flat content. And we return these clips and analyze each of them separately to finally return the overall analysis of what kind of risky content exists in the video. So Morango searches for the clips with our Gemini generated prompts for what is risky. This also takes into account the tweet text content itself. We then get these return clips and analyze each of them with another prompt via Pegasus, which will return a summary of what is happening in each clip and why it should not be posted or edited out. We take that result and return the time ranges, and we get the analysis of these clips as you have seen in the previous demo. Then we can see we also use the Gemini API version 1.5. Here we talk about TwelveLabs integration. So the integration of TwelveLabs, it works in 4 major steps. Firstly, we intercept the video from the tweeted DOM, that's a document object model. This is done using an event listener, which waits for a video file to be selected before converting it into a readable file. Then we feed it into the TwelveLabs Python backend, which we'll move on to later down the line. Secondly, we upload the video to TwelveLabs using the tasks endpoint, which is provided by the API. Then we wait for the video to index or process by taking a look at the video status under the task endpoint via the video ID. And lastly, we use the search feature to cut down the index video into clips or timeframes with potential risky content. And we use the analyze feature for a better breakdown of why these timeframes have risky content. Where do these 4 steps lead us? To our goal. The goal is to output video analysis and inject it into the Twitter DOM for the user to read. This short delay could be the push a person needs to avoid posting certain content, unintended content online.
More into the integration of TwelveLabs, there were a few major hurdles and specific things that we had to do. Firstly, we have to overcome some extension challenges. So since we were working with the Chrome extension, integrating it initially was a bit of a challenge because Chrome extensions don't use Node.js and fetching APIs can get a little iffy. So we had to fetch the endpoints manually. And when we did initially use Node.js with the Chrome extensions, when we did initially fetch these manually and put them in the background script, we noticed it was actually really inefficient. The extension was a lot slower since it was relying on local computing power. So instead, what we decided to do was just run it on a Python Flask server for TwelveLabs. This acted as the middleware between the extension and TwelveLabs, and our Flask server allowed us to upload videos without having to worry about local computing power, which might affect performance for some, and centralized requests, which made it easier to work with the different endpoints or different features of TwelveLabs. Lastly, we noticed that using a Flask server made it highly responsive. And again, it made it really efficient. So since the API calls are done remotely, computing power, it's not local computing power dependent. So our extension runs quickly on every device. Everything just goes to our server. We handle it, spit out the response, and then they see the results.
Okay, so just some quick next steps for where we think this project would go. Number one is expanding to other platforms, because right now the extension is only available on Google Chrome and only really works for Twitter. Because this was a hackathon project, we only had like 36 hours or something. So we just wanted to focus on one platform and make sure it was good rather than trying to spread out too quickly. But we think it could have a really like a larger impact on sites such as Reddit and LinkedIn. Cross-context compatibility. This is what we were kind of talking about before, where like the TwelveLabs analysis can use the context from the tweet in the prompt for the analysis on the TwelveLabs end. And this just gives like TwelveLabs and Gemini to have more feedback, to have more context, and would allow them to give better feedback. Live video editing. So during the hackathon, we did kind of toy with this idea. We used a robot with a camera to try and blur out certain things from a video in real time using a natural language prompt. We kind of had varying degrees of success with this. It kind of worked and kind of didn't. But maybe we could integrate that into some kind of like live streaming thing. Additionally, I think also token optimization, because the project is a little inefficient with the tokens right now, so we could definitely optimize that. And I think increasing the utility of the configuration menu, the personalization menu, so that maybe companies can have more control over like employees' social media accounts when they're like under the company. And that about wraps up our presentation. We do have a section at the end for the Q&A, but thank you guys for listening. And thank you for hearing about PostGuardian.
Awesome. Yeah. Thanks, guys. Really appreciate the detailed walkthrough, the demo, and technical aspect of building it. This is like one of the more novel application of our technology, that like myself could have not imagined. So kudos for you to think about extension as the interface and like social media, right, as the use cases. Yeah. Yeah, any Q&A from audience or any comments on Post Guardian?
Yeah, I mean, this was pretty well done. I'm wondering, if you can adapt this Chrome extension for, meetings, media that you see on Twitter, that kind of thing, just for like, kids or slightly like privacy concerned, or, the kinds of images that
So
you
like you
see on
mean
the
like
internet.
it blocks like certain content on Twitter
Yeah, or
kind of thing.
exactly, like, a lot of people, scroll Twitter at work, and they probably shouldn't. So it's like
They
a
want to keep
worker
the
behaving
safer
tool.
work stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's certainly a feature we could maybe think about adding. But I mean, Post Guardian right now really only just focuses on what you are posting. It doesn't really focus on what the other people are posting. So maybe that's something we can think about in the future.
Yeah, I see this more as like a, not to overuse the word cluely, but like, the way that you've developed this, I feel like as a Chrome extension is one step, but as like a, hacking into the, let's just say, Mac OS accessibility library, you could basically develop Cluely. And instead of looking at what the person's seeing, specifically understand what the person is seeing through the video that they're watching, just as an extension of what Cluely does already.
Maybe the question is the technical challenges of handling it on the browser side. Can you share more of that? Like, how does it like more challenging compared to like, just say, I don't know, like web app? Like, how do you? Yeah, I'm curious about that interface.
The main difference, like I said before, was the fact that we couldn't just integrate the SDK using Node.js. So that complicated things in terms of we had to manually get the what's it called? Manually fetch the endpoints and get it to work like that. And then again, it was really just inefficient once we did get that, because sometimes when you've uploaded a large file, the extension itself wouldn't be able to handle all of that in memory. And because of that, it wouldn't work on TwelveLabs end because it wouldn't be receiving the video properly. So overall, it was kind of just incompatibility things with that. And then we noticed putting it all on a server was just going to be a lot easier to work with, because once again, the SDK was built for Python Node.js. So we just used the Python variation of that. And then sending results back like that was a lot easier than setting up a bunch of Chrome extension or event listeners and sending messages through the background script back to the content script and so forth.
Got it. Did you run into the issue with like indexing time, indexing speed?
On the Python thing, yeah, the indexing for some of the videos, it kind of varied. When we calculated it, we noticed that for the 23-second video we used, for example, it took around 58 seconds to index. But then once we used the 3-minute video, that we thought it was going to take like around 7 minutes, but that also took like 2 minutes, a minute and a half. So indexing was a little slow, but it wasn't like exponential in terms of length when we increased the video size.
Yeah. In the this has kind of brought me up into like one idea that we have in the past, which is having a bot on Twitter that does Ask Pegasus. You probably know like Ask Rock, Ask Perplexity, some of these Twitter accounts that respond when you tag them. It'd be cool to have something like this, where you like tag it and then you automatically index the video on Twitter, right? And then do exactly the entire flow that that postcard I didn't have, and then provide analysis as a tweet reply, right, to that video. Yeah. Obviously the challenging here is the indexing time, right? Because you need to like grab the video live from the client side, right? And does the entire thing. But I think like with our improved indexing system, I think we can do that in the near future.
Yeah.
All right. I think yeah, since people also start hanging out, so if there's no other question, I think we can close out the webinar today. Thanks again, Mame, Connor, and Leroy for preparing your slide. And yeah, I actually think this is a very cool and exciting, like novel application about technology that I can share it internally as well, so we can think about like, new product opportunities when we think about working with the browser. A lot of stuff going on right now in the browser, actually, like with agentic browsers. So this is actually something that like I think there's an opportunity for TwelveLabs to insert ourselves in, like leveraging our technology to like work with video content right on the browser without having to like download them all the time. So maybe yeah, this project definitely give us some good ideas on how can we do that, right? Yeah. And yeah, and thanks Nischay and for sticking around and for your first half presentation and talking about real-time video understanding. Thanks to attendees for joining. The webinar recording of this session should be available on YouTube by early next week. So stay tuned, and hope you see again in future session. Thanks everyone. Hope you enjoy the rest of your Friday.